Tonight's game, you can find on your favorite podcasting app or on YouTube. It is presented by 24autogroup.com. New England gets more at 24. Let's get to the Dunkin' Dunk of the game. It's all about the dunk. Derek White, Luka Garza, back to Baylor Shireman. Check out the feed here. Shireman to Garza with the finish. That's 2 of his season high, 22 points there for Luka Garza. And he had 8 rebounds, as Scal mentioned on the broadcast. 6 offensive rebounds. He was all over the offensive glass, especially down the stretch as the Celtics get the win in Memphis, 117-112, your final score. Time now to hear from Joe Mazzulla. The coach's press conference is presented by Amica Insurance, the exclusive auto, home, and life insurance partner of the Boston Celtics. Here's Joe back in Memphis.
Joe, we talked before the game about guys who maybe, unheralded on 10 days, and they just seemed to, they played well, they played hard. Like, what kind of dynamic was that? They pushed you guys, and it just seemed like you guys were a little maybe flat. But how would you characterize how you played the first 3 quarters, and then what happened after that timeout on the Wells?
I thought our effort was there throughout. I thought our execution was poor, and I think, and they put a ton of pressure on you with their full court pressure the entire time. We had, 13 turnovers for 23 points, and we had a couple uncharacteristic ones on some live ball ones, but they put a ton of pressure on you with their defense and their offense. And so I thought the effort was there. We just didn't execute the way that we needed to, and I thought our execution just got better after that timeout. We executed offensively. I thought we executed our individual defense. 18 offensive rebounds to close the game with 6 offensive rebounds is big time. So, but like you said, they tested us, and we have to be able to answer the challenge, and I thought our guys did.
And what did you like about that lineup? Because you had Jayson and Jaylen on the bench. You could have went to them. I think it was like 8 minutes left. You stuck with the Shireman. What did you like about that lineup? Yeah,
I think it's just we've developed different everybody can impact winning, and we've developed different identities and lineups to be able to go to, and we just have to have a trust in one another that we can impact winning. And I thought that lineup hadn't played the game, and I wanted to just give a different feel to a segment of the game, and went to a couple different actions, and I thought it was just a different feel there. So it's a credit to the guys. To just know that many lineups we could be able to play, and I thought that lineup was big time at the end.
Derek came alive in that fourth quarter. Did you challenge him? Do you challenge him in those moments, or is that something you just trust him to kind of figure out?
I just trust him to figure out. He's going to make plays. He's always going to, even if he's not playing well, he's always going to wake up, because it's not just the scoring. He had 2 offensive rebounds at the end of the game. He had a couple blocks. He had the steal. He's always going to figure it out. And so some of that was with the lineup as well, was let him figure it out with them. And when you can empower him and have opportunities to get him out of a little bit of a funk, it always helps. So some of that lineup was like, this is your time. It's going on a little bit of a run here. You made that 3. You got a couple offensive rebounds, a couple steals.
And then with Luka Garza, you mentioned those offensive rebounds down the stretch, especially. Why did he work so well?
He was great on both ends of the floor. He was great defensively. He was great offensively. He does a great job screening. Again, they play a hectic style. They put a ton of pressure on you from a physicality standpoint, and you have to be able to read and make plays and play through physicality. And no one's better than that than Luka, and his ability to screen, his ability to take advantage of mismatches on the glass. Defensively, he kept his guy off the glass for able to get other guys and come in and get rebounds. I thought he was great tonight.
And with the win, the Celtics remain 4 games back of the Detroit Pistons, who, as mentioned earlier, took care of the Warriors, even without Cade Cunningham. And the Knicks got the win over the Nets. With New York, they trailed by at least, I think, 10 early in that game. They found a way to claw their way back and get a win over Brooklyn. So, again, an important win for the Celtics, albeit against a Memphis team that has really struggled this year and falls to 24 and 45 overall. Giles, Forsberg, Eddie back here with you. But when you see what everyone else is doing, we're kind of getting to that point in the season, Eddie. You realize that every single win matters, even when, as Joe put it, the execution was poor and they found a way.
Yeah, you got to start winning because you're ramping up for the playoffs right now. If you look at it, look at how the rotation has changed. It's certain guys. Garza's going to get in there because there's no Vooch. Then Ugo's going to get in there. Jordan Walsh, I don't know. Maybe if you got to press a button here or there, not sure if he's going to be in that rotation because the last few games, I think that's what has been happening because you don't want to get guys ready thinking that they're going to be in the playoff rotation and all of a sudden they're not in the playoff rotation. You could lose guys like that. So I believe Joel pushes the right buttons. I think they have great communication. And, they weren't perfect tonight. JT was, 3 of 15, 2 of 9 from 3, had 13 points. We still found a way to win. Only had 19 assists. We had 13 turnovers that turned into 23 points for them. But we were on the glass. We found a way to win, and that's a good sign no matter what. You could be playing not your best brand of basketball, but still find a way to pull out a W. And it don't matter who it's against.
Yeah, and you just got to find a way because when you look at what the daunting nature of the schedule ahead, like you're going to stumble at some point. And you know the Knicks are sort of still looming behind you a little bit. Josh Minot tried everything he could to help out his old team tonight, but the Knicks and certainly the Nets don't want to win at the finish line, so it didn't help there. It's just going to be a lot of scoreboard watching over these final 12 games. It's because every game's going to kind of matter, and we're going to spend a lot of time on what is the potential matchups and are going to emerge, and how does the play-in look. It has a layer of fun to it, but yeah, I'm telling you, if the Pistons are going to keep winning games, even without Cade, all you're kind of focused on now is can you secure that 2 seed, keep that 2 seed, and hope they hold home court advantage as long as you can into the postseason.
Win as many games as possible. It took a lot of effort from a lot of guys tonight. Only one gets the Tommy Award, though. Let's send it back out to Drew and Scal, find out who won tonight.
All right, Scal, what a comeback for the Celtics in the fourth quarter. That was intense. It was fun to be here courtside. But who's getting the Tommy Award?
Man, this was one of the toughest ones of the year. I was leaning toward Derek White because of the shots that he made, but we cannot ignore what Luka Garza did. The 22 points off the bench, the 6 offensive rebounds. And when we needed him to come up big, that's exactly what he did. Fourth quarter, we're down, we're on the road, and Garza came up time and time again. Defensively, wasn't half bad either. So Garzilla, you're going to win the Tommy Award.
Yeah, the Garzilla was walking in Memphis and rampaging through Beale Street, and he's a huge reason why the Celtics win tonight.
How's that for a mashup, huh? Garzella and walking in Memphis?
It's pretty good.
Yeah. Quite the music video of that. Luka Garza, 6th Tommy Award of the season. We're going to dive further into his night when we come back here on Celtics Postgame Live. Tuesday at 6 p.m. Tune in for Quick Slants. Tommy Kern's got the latest news on the Patriots as the offseason and free agency continues. It's presented by your local New England Honda dealers. Celtics again getting the win 117-112, and we just saw some of the highlights from Luka Garza in the night that he had against the Memphis Grizzlies. Eddie, 22 points, 8 rebounds, played almost the entire fourth quarter, and gave them excellent effort in that fourth quarter. Gets the Tommy Award, but what did you think of Luka Garza tonight?
I thought his energy was infectious. I thought he was putting pressure on the rim, not only on the offensive end, but defensively, getting rebounds. He finished with 7 boards, 5 of those being offensive. So he was always around the rim, and he was active. That's the one thing he was tonight. He was super active. And one thing that we were talking about, Derek White with his 11 points in the fourth quarter, Luka Garza in 11 minutes and 24 seconds went 5 for 5, 11 points, 3 rebounds, 2 of them being offensive. So, I mean, he just was hanging around the rim. And that was a quick little Moses Malone right there where, get it, miss and get that rebound, pat the stat a little bit, good hands right there, good finish. I thought he was just all over the place. His energy was infectious to the team. That was the unit right here that I think changed the game. And then the closers came in and made it happen. Look at keeping the ball alive right here and JB finding Shireman for the layup. It's all the little small things, just giving us extra opportunities. And by the way, we had 52 points in the paint. 22 were in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, and he had a monster fourth. We talked about Derek White at length about his fourth quarter, but Luka Garza right there with him as they both had 11. You said good hands on that pass from Derek White. I didn't think there was any way he was going to get to that and lay that up and in and make it on that one play where Derek tried to lead him.
He caught it with his right hand and then finished with his left. That's really that was impressive right there. And
it's also impressive, as you brought up, this was a team that added Nikola Vucevic and, seemed like Luka Garza was going to be out of the rotation. And since Vucevic has gotten hurt, you've seen a lot more Luka Garza, and he has responded and responded big tonight for the Celtics. Yeah.
And think about it. Nimi Keita has been playing so well. He didn't really get that much run. He only played 17 minutes. What did Luka finish with? 27? So he wasn't really out there like that. Nemi.
Yeah, and he didn't play in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, he didn't play at all in the fourth quarter. And that shows the trust that Joe has in Garza. And then also what the work Garza put in. And when you see it out there, you can't take a guy out that's giving you energy, that's giving you offensive rebounds, extra possessions, and scoring the basketball.
All right, you talk about guys that give you energy. Let's get to the steal of the game, brought to you by Stop & Shop. With more than 10,000 items on sale every week, it's easy to make winning plays at Stop & Shop. Baylor Scheinman, the steal, and then the look ahead to Hugo Gonzalez right before the clock expired here in the first quarter.
He don't care who down there. And stare at him. Take a look at him. Take a look at him twice.
Can't believe we didn't let Chris Forsberg be a part of the Hugo Gonzalez. Yeah, we'll get Chris back in here. 117-112, your final score. We're also going to get into Jaylen Brown tonight coming up next here at Celtics Postgame Live. Check out the latest Next Pats podcast. Phil Perry talks about how the Patriots might be able to find Stephon Diggs' replacement in the draft. Just go to the NBC Sports Boston YouTube page or find the audio version on your favorite podcasting app. Celtics getting the win in Memphis, 117-112 tonight as we get to the Ford Tough play of the game, presented by Ford Trucks, the best-selling trucks for 49 years, built Ford Tough. Jaylen Brown, 10 points in the third quarter. He had 16 in the first half. Had to work hard for these two right here. Still made it look easy. He was 10 for 23 from the field. 2 of 5 from behind the arc.
Look at that strength.
No match. He had another tough bucket in the fourth quarter, too. Remember when they were coming back.
Mm-hmm.
But Jaylen Brown with your Ford Tough play of the game. Puts up another 30 points in this one. 8 of 8 at the free throw line. 6 rebounds, 6 assists, Eddie. Just continues to make big plays and even down the stretch here.
Yeah, and I was going to hit on that 8 for 8 from the free throw line. He's been making his free throws the last few games. Like, he's been going up there, knocking them down. I think he's only missed 2 in the last 3 games. And then you look at, he's only taken 5 3-point shots. So a lot of his work is getting done in the mid-range. And I like that because what's happening is with all the spacing we have and the 3-point shooting we have, it opens it up for him to go to work. Guys can't leave and just be like, okay, we're going to double him, because they are afraid of what could happen with our 3-point shooting, knowing that we're going to take those threes. So I like the way that he's been working. He had 6 assists. That's big time.
And just 1 turnover, by the way, on a night where the assist-to-turnover ratio wasn't great.
Right. No, it wasn't great. But if you look at a lot of his moves are going to his left hand. And I think that's a credit to him working out in the last couple off season when everybody's telling him that, you know, he has a problem with his left hand, that is shaky. And a lot of his stuff starts off going left. He'll finish right, but a lot of his things end up going left. And so I just like what rhythm he's in right now, what space he is in at this particular time playing the game of basketball. He looks comfortable out there. Looks like the game is slowed tremendously down for him. And the fact that he's not jacking up threes, that he's going and making sure that he's getting to his spot and he's able to get there when he wants to, it's just showing me that he's on another level right now. And, you know, that's the reason why he gets the MVP chance.
He was just under 80% from the free throw line on the year coming into the game. I would think he probably went over that tonight by going 8 for 8. Again, the Celtics 117-112 get the win. Chris Forsberg standing by. We've got plenty more to come, including probably hear more from the locker room down in Memphis. We're moving on to Celtics postgame.
Blizzards!
Talk to you, son.